journey to eternity, there is life after death. Lord. By G.K. Witt. Read to you by Wavy Frequency. An analogy of mercy. Many years ago, there was a small town whose city... Wait a second. Excuse me. I'm starting on justice and mercy. According to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, only 62.6% of homicides are cleared each year, leaving a substantial portion of murder cases unresolved. In 2004, there were 16,137 cases of murder or non-negligent manslaughter in the United States. Because 37.4% of these cases went uncleared, around 6,035 people got away with murder. Do you think that God will turn a blind eye to this wickedness and let those crimes go unpunished? Consider a hypothetical scenario. Those crimes go unpunished. Consider a hypothetical scenario of a jury finding bin Laden guilty, only for the judge to simply turn the man and say, "I don't think you'll do it again. Not guilty. Case dismissed." The public would be in total outrage. Would anyone consider this person to be a good judge? I think not. He would be considered a very wicked judge. How about God, who is perfect, righteous, and a holy judge? Do you think that he would be an even more righteous judge and see that justice is done? Some figure that God will forgive them if they only ask. Should Osama's judge forgive him after he was found guilty simply on the grounds of asking? God will never forgive you or me on those grounds, and it is futile to even ask God to compromise his holiness simply on the grounds of a sincere request. But God did choose a way of total forgiveness in which he could satisfy his righteous standard and not compromise his justice. How? Perhaps the following analogy will help you understand. An analogy of mercy. Many years ago, there was a small town whose city council gathered in order to resolve a problem. This country's town primarily had only horse and buggy carriages running through its streets. But then a new problem arose. A young man regularly raced through the town on his motorcycle at high speeds. The council agreed to place a new law into effect, which stipulated that anyone going over 20 miles per hour would be fined $1,000 for every mile over that limit, and likewise receive one lash for each mile. The young man, not knowing the extreme penalties of the law, raced through the streets going 80 miles per hour. He was apprehended and brought before the judge. The judge recognized the young man as his own son, whom he loved dearly. But the law was clear, and the good and righteous judge gave the appropriate sentence to be carried out the next day at noon. The young man was brought back the next day to receive his sentence, knowing full well he did not have the money to pay the fine. He would have to remain in jail for the rest of his life. The angry city council stared anxiously, awaiting their revenge. The good judge looked at his son and said, "I have no choice but to enforce the law, for this is right. But being your father as well as the judge of the city, I have chosen to sell all that I have and pay your fine. As for the 60 lashes, I have chosen to receive those likewise." He stepped down from his bench, took off his robe, and commanded that he receive the punishment in place of his son. The council was satisfied, but the beating was so severe that the judge's heart gave way, and he died upon receiving the last lash. The law was satisfied. The justice had been done. The son was acquitted and freed from the penalty of law. This analogy should remind us of the extreme price God paid to deal with our indifference to his righteous laws. We all know better than to lie, steal, lust, blaspheme, rebel against our parents, and hate, because these laws are written by God in all people's hearts. Isaiah the prophet spoke concerning the high price God paid hundreds of years before Christ came, revealing the immeasurable cost of the redemption. God, being holy and just must punish sin. If he doesn't, then God is flawed, and they can never be. If God is good and he is, then you and then you and I are in serious trouble unless God intervenes with love and mercy. Isaiah 53, 5 through 6 states, Isaiah 53, 5 through 6, but he was pierced for our transgressions, he was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was on him, and by his wounds we are healed. We all, like sheep, have gone astray. Each of us has turned our own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. Break. Love shows mercy.